Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ATG, A Gift of Grace. I'm your host, Brandon. And today I have a topic here. So it is how much money is enough? And I never really gave this thought because I never really had too much money growing up, and then once I got out of the military, it's just enough to survive. And it wasn't until I went to college and graduated to where I really wanted to make a lot of money, and that was my main focus. But now that I'm in a good position with my life, now I'm asking myself, well, all these fancy things, fancy apartment, all this stuff doesn't really matter. And how much is just enough for me to be happy, to be content with my life? Just, I'm not going to say like minimalism in a sense, or maybe it is minimalism, but I really want to get into this. So if you never had to worry about money again, how much would you actually need would be the question. And I'm guessing in this video, I'm just gonna try to break down how much you would need based on your lifestyle, your goals, your dreams, and hopefully that we can make some sense here and I don't know, just help some people out, see if this resonates with anyone. So enough is based off of your lifestyle. Now, if you like to splurge on things, you like to live better than most, so you move into a better neighborhood. You're gonna move into a bigger house. If you want to drive fancy cars, wear all the fancy clothes, of course your base for enough is going to be higher, of course, right? Also, depending on location too. Back in my hometown, I could spend like $1,100 a month on everything, all expenses, excluding rent, of course, but excluding rent and my car payment. But all expenses from grocery shopping to miscellaneous stuff to eating out, everything was like $1,100. And it wasn't until I moved to the East Coast and that went up I would say more than 50%, probably 60, 70% to maintain that certain lifestyle. So the basis of enough just grew as I moved over here. But the key things I want to talk about would be survival, comfort, and freedom. With survival, you just need to cover your basic needs. So that would be food, housing, healthcare. Those are your basic necessities. You need a roof over your head, place to sleep. You need to eat. This is part of Maslow's hierarchy of need. These are the bare minimum. And you just need to make sure that you're covering these basic needs. So if you need to budget $3,000 a month, like I said, it depends on where you're at. So for instance, if you need $3,000 to cover your rent and food, healthcare, $3,000. So, annually you need to make $36,000 to survive. Just the basic formula. That's it. And with this also would be to have a cushion. And a cushion would be like emergency fund, say 3 to 6 months. So not only would you need to cover your basic expenses, but also have a fund just in case anything happens to you, your job, life, just to cover those expenses. That's just the surviving part. Now we're going to jump up to comfort. And with comfort, this is where you're going to live the life you want. And this is where you can do discretionary spending, lifestyle upgrades. This would include traveling, dining out, hobbies, what other stuff you get into. You like going skiing, that costs money. You like fishing, I'm pretty sure that costs money. Camping, whatever it may be, that would be included in this category. With this, comfort, living the life you want. If your basic needs was $3,000, now we're going up even further than that. This is greatly impacted by where you live. So now that we're talking about luxuries here, where are you living? That's going to impact the cost of this category. So if you're comparing cities, right? So if you're in New York City versus, let's say, Austin, Texas, you're looking at a 50, 60% difference in how much money you need to be saving or how much money you're going to be spending in order to maintain this type of lifestyle. So your basis of how much is enough is going to be substantially higher in New York City than in, let's say, Austin, Texas. There's certain websites that you can use to calculate the differences of how much you would need. So you can look up a cost of living calculator on like NerdWallet or whatever to kind of look up these numbers. And this is how I got this number based on a salary. So like a rough benchmark for your comfort level would be 1.5 to like 2x your basic needs or your survivability basis that we just talked about in the previous section. And then the last one is going to be freedom. And with this one, we're talking about long-term financial freedom, financial independence. Everybody wants this one. This is this difference from the other two because one, like we did survivability, right? Basic needs. This is all that you need to survive. Two is like, okay, we're going to add a little bit of quality of life upgrades, right? We're going to go out to eat. We're going to go out doing hobbies and stuff like that. Now, financial freedom or financial independence, now we're talking about passive income or savings that covers like all your expenses indefinitely. It depends on your how much you need to survive versus how much you need to be comfortable. But this one is what provides that for both of those first two categories. And so if you need $36,000 a year to survive, well, now you need to build a fund or a nest egg that can provide that $36,000 a year so you can just survive, so you can be comfortable, comfortability 1.5x or 2x that. So now you're looking at, what was that, 72,000 a year. So you would grow this nest egg or your whatever. It could be anything. You could be from investing, from real estate, from business. So this is what these things are going to help you retire. These things are going to help you live life without having to worry about money. For instance, like a person who is 60 years old going to retire, if they want to pull $50,000 a year from the retirement fund, they would need roughly like $1.25 million to retire. And using the 4% rule, they can get that. And then their nest egg, their retirement will still grow by 3% on average. Now, if you want to retire earlier than that, you're going to need more money than that. So with this step, it's going to cover what is enough for you, your survival versus your comfort. To wrap it all up, so these numbers from just surviving to being comfortable to financial freedom, these numbers are predicated on what you want for your life, what you want for your family's life. And this is something that you should just sit down with yourself and be realistic about. Sit down with yourself, write your monthly expenses, add your discretionary spending with your saving goals, and just multiply that. Take all that stuff that you want, multiply it by 12 times however many years you need for your security, and that would be essentially your your financial freedom once you get to that point. And so to kind of recap everything, you have survival, you have comfort, you have your freedom levels. These layers are going to decide what's truly enough just for you in your situation. So that's just something that you need to figure out within yourself or with your family. And honestly, what is your number? What is enough to you? So if you want to comment that below and we could talk about it, let me know how you think, how you feel. Let me know if I'm missing anything. And yeah, we just talk about it. So if you like the video, you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. You want to subscribe to my channel, subscribe. And yeah, so thanks again. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.